If you spend enough time in America, you'll realize that real estate, according to popular American industrialist Andrew Carnegie, he said, and I quote, 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. Trust me, Andrew wasn't wrong, for there's one man who holds the keys to the real estate value in America. Unbelievable, but true. That man is Sam Zell, the king of real estate. Being among the biggest names in the real estate sector of the United States is no small feat at all. It takes years of building and owning companies with lots of money, and Sam Zell has ticked off all those boxes. He's the chairman of Equity Group Investments, a private investment firm of over 50 years, with a multi-billion-dollar portfolio spread across private and public enterprises in major sectors like transportation, health, real estate, logistics, energy, communication, and waste. EGI is known for its business prowess, which makes them very successful at what they do, all thanks to the principles of the man in charge. I want to show you 3 of Sam Zell's top real estate trusts that qualify this giant for his title, the king of real estate. Number 1. Equity Commonwealth Trust. The trust owns over 800 properties and is worth $2.69 billion. Compared to its competitors, this office building trust is rolling in cash and dominating the market as they continue to acquire even more properties and work with major clients around the world. Sam Zell also has several subsidiaries under EGI, including 3 of the largest real estate investment trusts in the United States: Equity Commonwealth, Equity Lifestyle Properties, and Equity Residential. Equity Commonwealth Trust operates several office buildings, industrial buildings, and landed properties within and outside the United States. If you think this is awesome, you have heard nothing yet. Wait till you hear about number 2. Equity Lifestyle Properties. Owning 445 buildings and up to 170,157 sites across 35 states and British Columbia, Equity Lifestyle Properties may be categorized as the largest residential and commercial property operators, as they have controlling interest among 400 communities within and outside the United States. Equity Lifestyle Properties is another cash cow for the billionaire Sam Zell. This company is a top operator of campgrounds, manufactured homes, and RV resorts in some of the most serene environments in America. They have some of the most beautiful family apartments you'll ever come across, and this company is worth over $29.53 billion. And now, for the last on the list of Sam Zell's decades-old trusts worth billions of dollars today is none other than Equity Residential. They own and control over 78,000 apartments in New York, Southern California, Boston, Seattle, Washington, D.C., San Francisco, and Denver. The company has over 2,600 employees, with an estimated net worth of $23.32 billion. As I said, Equity Group Investments has subsidiaries in other sectors, raking in millions of dollars annually. Still, these 3 are the grave dancer's first investments that made him so much money in his early days. Equity Residential is the powerful third in this trio of Sam Zell's heavyweight real estate trusts. This company is concerned with managing and acquiring residential apartments for rent. Their high-quality apartments with excellent interior designs allowed the company to be the first to be listed in the S&P 500. Sam Zell is a force, and that cannot be disputed. According to trusted sources, Sam's net worth of $5.61 billion can afford 3.37 million ounces of gold and 59.9 million barrels of crude oil. Sam's wealth is 0.294% of the existing home sales in the United States and 0.0244% of the United States GDP. If you live in a home in the United States, this man probably has some effect on your life. More evaluation of his net worth shows that it's 89% of the total award compensation of the top 200 U.S. executives. If you'd like to have my 2 cents on this, I'd say that's a lot of money right there. But how did Sam get here? How did it all begin? If that's the question running through your mind, let me show you a bit of the grave dancer's eventful past. And the beginning is quite, well, surprising. living, becoming rich. Sam Zell can be considered a lucky child. His parents, Bernard and Rochelle Zell, formerly Berek and Ruchla Zilonka, were Jewish immigrants who fled Poland due to unfavorable government laws and an impending Nazi attack. While on board a train, his father heard the news about the latest development of things that would put the country of Poland in great distress. He wasted no time turning back to immediately get his family out of the country. Sam's mother was pregnant with Sam then, and he was born later in Chicago, where his parents eventually came to settle, along with his older sister Leah. His father started a luxury jewelry business, which did pretty well in sustaining the family's needs. During Zell's high school days, he was a struggling student. Compared to his siblings, he wasn't doing well in class, but had impressive entrepreneurial skills. He started expressing this skill in his neighborhood when he discovered the kids around were willing to buy Playboy magazines from him. When Sam eventually got to college, he approached a landlord who was building a student apartment at the time and offered him a management deal, which he took. Sam began to make thousands of dollars from his new job, and by the end of college, he was already netting over $150,000. He studied law at the University of Michigan Law School, where he also got management deals to manage several student apartments, alongside his friend Lori. They also owned several units among the properties they managed. At the end of his law degree, Zell was a millionaire. He sold his interests to Lori and moved to Chicago. Moving to Chicago was the dawn of Zell's breakthrough in his real estate career. He, alongside other partners, came together to start the Equity Group Investments, which eventually became the foundation for his other trusts, like Equity Residential. They bought buildings during the significant economic downturn that shook America's real estate sector. A brave and wise move at the time, because Zell had a robust portfolio of buildings to sell when the sun eventually rose on the industry. This is how he earned himself the title, the Grave Dancer. Sam Zell was in the habit of buying when everyone was selling. He knew how to take advantage of a failing business and turn it into something spectacular. At the time, people would have thought he was crazy, but little did they know. Sam Zell eventually built Equity Residential and Equity Office Properties Trust, both of which were offshoots of EGI. In 2007, Sam Zell sold Equity Office Properties to Blackstone for $36 billion. It'd be a big surprise if you were not wondering how this financially strategic businessman would sell the company he had put so much effort into building. I can promise you he did not feel too good about it either. That same year, Zell participated in the Tribune sale deal. He bought the Tribune company for $8.9 billion. This deal didn't last long, as the media company went into a calculated debt of $13 billion. He had trouble with his employees, who sued him and the management board in court for making business decisions that did not favor the workers. He eventually resigned from being the chairman of the Tribune, and he continued to expand and grow his already established businesses in real estate. How wealthy is the Grave Dancer? Even after the Tribune saga, we find that Sam is still rolling in money. Sam is still in the business of buying properties and doing his outstanding job as an angel investor. As a matter of fact, Sam was already a billionaire before he made the Tribune purchase. This man has a net worth of $5.2 billion. He also owns private mansions in various parts of the U.S. Apart from his $10.5 million mansion in Chicago, he has other mansions in places like Malibu, where his luxurious 12,000 square foot property sits not too far from the ocean. The $13 million house features a pool, a gym, 4 bedrooms, and a guest house. Other locations where he has houses are Sun Valley and Idaho. Each of these apartments costs nothing less than $25 million. He's among the most famous men on Wall Street and owns 13 motorcycles and 3 planes, 2 of which are Bombardiers, each costing up to $50 million. He has lots of cars, but his wife mainly drives them. He'd rather ride around on his motorcycle. The Zells hold expensive dinners in their various homes, and Sam spends lots of money on poker and birthday parties. Speaking of birthday parties, Zell can be a wild one when it comes to those. He got the whole neighborhood running for their lives at the sound of fireworks, without the actual light displays during one of his birthday parties on Goose Island. People thought it was a bomb and tried reporting him, but Sam already had permission to do what he wanted at the beach. He also hosts musical performances during his birthdays, with acts like Elton John, Aretha Franklin, and the Beach Boys, among others. He is reported to spend millions of dollars on his elaborate and unusual birthday parties. But despite his lavish spending, Zell keeps a low profile and keeps it strictly business in most interviews. He shares little about his private life, but but it's easy to tell that he's having a good time, judging by how much money he makes and the number of investments he's had so far. Like most in his field, this billionaire, who is also one of America's finest entrepreneurs, has a heart for philanthropy. He strongly believes one should give back to the community and support worthy causes. As a vibrant philanthropist, his focus is on entrepreneurial education. Considering how much he's experienced in the field, it is little wonder why he'd also want to raise other entrepreneurs through his philanthropic work. Some of his most outstanding achievements in philanthropy are the sponsorship of extensive entrepreneurial programs across the country, amongst other acts. His foundation, the Zell Family Foundation, is dedicated to giving towards education, recreation, cancer research, human services, medicine, and youth development. The foundation sponsors students through programs like the Zell Fellows Program at Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Management, Zell Lowy Institute for Entrepreneurial Studies at the University of Michigan Ross School of Business, and Zell Entrepreneurship Program at Reichman University in Israel. Hundreds of students are sponsored through these programs and have significantly benefited from Zell's altruism. Zell and his wife have made several monetary contributions to various organizations they identified with, such as the $17 million contribution to the Chicago Symphony Orchestra Association, the $60 million donation to the University of Michigan, a $10 million donation to the Ounce of Prevention Fund, and many other hearty donations. If you're wealthy and powerful, donating large amounts will be just like giving out a couple of bucks for candy. I'm sure the story of the biggest real estate investor isn't the only thing you want to see. There's more to be seen and learned. Click the cards on the screen now for more luxury information.